is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a video. I made a video about the Pacers not that long ago, and I felt like there was going to be a team on the rise. For the people that watched it, they understand why. But it was mainly because Victor Oladipo missed some time, and he actually came back, and he wasn't the same this year. Last year he had a breakout amazing season where, not too many people expected him to be great. But I said that if Oladipo get his body right and he work a little bit more on his jump shot, he can be a tough player to guard. He can be one of the better players in the NBA. I even made an NBA breakdown in 2015 to show you what he can do to become an all-star, since he was, a lot of people thought that he was the best player available. Some people thought he should have went #1 because of that draft was so weak and not too many players had that much upside. And Victor Oladipo was one of the players that was a solid defender, and he had an upside as a scorer, and he had the athletic ability that you want from a guard to be able to jump and play defense and guard multiple positions, but also be able to get to the paint and create shots for yourself and others. And I feel like if he can get a better jump shot and he can have some go-to moves, that he'll be able to be one of the best players in the NBA. And I told you guys that coming into last year that trade for Paul George wasn't that bad, because Victor Oladipo does still have star potential, and he ended up realizing that potential last year, becoming a first-time All-Star. Not only that, an All-NBA player. And this is after they gave him $100 million in Oklahoma City. So the Thunder traded for him. They seen something in him, and then for them to give him $100 million, and for him to even be able to get traded for a guy like Paul George, who already was an All-Star, who already was one of the best two-way players, and he was at one point the best wing defender in the NBA before the injury had came when he broke his leg. And for them to want a guy like Victor Oladipo, for all three of these teams to want him, it just shows you the reputation and the respect that a lot of these coaches, GMs, and players have for him. And he was able to show last year that he can really be special, and his upside was still could be higher. The fact that, he was hitting clutch shots. Remember, he was playing against Cleveland. He's hitting threes on people. He's closing out games against LeBron. They going 7 games against LeBron. The sky was the limit for this Indiana team, and they're realizing the potential even this year, being the 3rd team in the NBA for the Eastern Conference. And they've been able to hold that spot for a long time. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now that Victor Oladipo is done for the rest of the season, do they have enough to even stay with a home court advantage? Do they have enough to stay as the 3rd seed? Do they have enough to even beat a team like the Nets or the Pacers? I mean, to beat a team like the Nets, like the Hornets, like the Miami Heat, because we don't really know what the standings going to be in the next 28 games that's left. We don't know what the standings going to be, but right now they will have to play against the Nets, and I feel like they can beat the Nets. The Nets will be a tough challenge, obviously, because they have the shooting. They have a bunch of guys that can step up and hit shots, and they don't really rely too much on one player, and that makes it harder to guard them because you have to respect everybody on the court because of the offense and the fact that they have a guy like D'Angelo Russell and Spencer Dinwiddie that can shoot off the dribble and create shots for themselves and for teammates, but also torch you if you switch the wrong way, and they can really take advantage of mismatches, make them a tough cover. But in Indiana defense, they have guards like Tyreek, like Darren Collison and Aaron Holiday and them that can go out there and compete and score with the best of them. These are guys that when they get the time and get the minutes, they produce. and they've been producing even when Victor Oladipo been out. You would think that Victor Oladipo getting injured and having a slumping season like he has so far, where he's averaging only 19 points a game, you would think that they'd be worse. But instead, they're having a better season than they had last year, which is the craziest part about it if you really think about it. And they still have a chance to close it out without Victor Oladipo, and I think they can. And the main reason is why is because of their system. Get up and down the court and get easy baskets. You don't need a superstar really to win with that type of style. We done seen teams without all stars or without a dominant player make it to the playoff. Like just look at the Clippers. Yes, they're falling off a little bit, but they still been able to maintain one of the best one of the best records in the entire NBA, and they don't even have a superstar. Even if you count Tobias Harris, he's more of an all-star. He's not really a franchise player. He's not a franchise-changing player. I just feel like he's a solid player that has expanded his game and expanded his role on the team, but he still isn't a superstar player. So at the end of the day, Victor Oladipo is on pace to become one. And to lose a player like that is crippling. And it does hurt because he is a guy that relies a lot on athleticism. He is a guy that relies a lot on explosiveness. And hopefully when he comes back from this injury, he's able to trust his body and go full speed again and not be scared to go at people, because it can hurt you mentally. You scared and your body is so used to favoring it and babying it because you can't walk on it. Then you have to get to surgery. Then you have to learn how to walk again the right way. And your body just gets adjusted to favoring it and babying that side of the leg until it's fully healed. And then you got to try to rebuild that trust with your brain for the muscle memory. So it's going to be tough. And it is unfortunate because I was rooting for Oladipo, and I feel like he had the potential because when he played for Orlando, he had a lot of games where he was explosive and just unguardable, especially when the jump shot was falling. And the fact that he was able to add that quick pace with Nate McMillan, but also get to stop and pop jumpers and the pull up threes and coming off the screens. If you go under the screen, he can hit you with a three. If you go over the screen, he can blow past, dump it off the mouse, turn it for a pick and pop, spot up three, or just alley-oop it up to him or dump it off to him for a dunk. But then you also had the shooters around him where he can get to the paint, and if you double team or trap him, he can always kick it out to a shooter or get all the way to the paint and get a dunk. So he had gave them a lot of versatility as a ball handler because he can create his own shot, and he is a guy that can take over a game. And that's something that they're going to lose, and that's something that they're going to mainly miss in the playoffs. And that's the reason why I bring it up, because now in the playoffs, who can they really rely on consistently to get shots and to make them at a high clip and take over games? And even when they don't have nothing or people have bad games, who's going to step up and say, hey, I can take over this game? Victor Oladipo was the guy for him. And he did that a lot last year against Cleveland, where he just flat out exploded. And even in a regular season, he hit game winners twice against the Cavaliers. Clutch, big shots. They don't have that right now. And they're going to miss that the most. And I think that that's something that you can't really replace unless you get another star. And right now, they have the talent and the contracts to do it. But is it really worth it when you know you're not going to win it all? Is it really worth it when you know that you're not going to go as far as you could? Your ceiling isn't as high. Even if they can trade for another star, it would be even higher if they had Oladipo, and that's the part that hurts the most. So at the end of the day, I think it's so unfortunate because I really wanted to see how good would this Indiana team be when Victor Oladipo comes back, because he's been playing mediocre all season. And he wasn't having an all-star caliber season. I even picked him to be an all-star because I felt like he was going to have an all-star January going into February, and instead he's out for the rest of the season, and that's the most unfortunate part about it. But at the end of the day, I still think Indiana can get home court advantage, and that's the question, because I feel that they're coached right, and they have a defensive anchor in Miles Turner. They have guys like Tyreek Evans that can take his game to another level. I feel like guys are going to be happy that they can get more shots and more opportunities. They have a great record when Victor Oladipo misses games. I don't think it's going to be sustainable that much, but they can basically play 500 basketball at this point and still finish with the third seed, depending on how Boston and Philly goes. Now, the only problem is they're starting to hit their stride you lose Victor Oladipo and Philly starting to look a lot better and Boston starting to play their best basketball so far, even though their schedule is a little soft, they're playing a lot better. But if the season goes like it's been going, both of them teams have been a little inconsistent, but they're going to be a tough matchup for a team like Indiana in the playoffs because they do have guys like Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid and Kyrie Irving that can really dominate, take control, and take command of a series. And that's something that they're going to lack now that they don't have Victor Oladipo. And even if they do get out of the first round, which depends on if they can keep the third seed, but if they get the fourth seed, they're not going to beat Philly. They're not going to beat Boston in the first round. If they drop from third to sixth, they're going to lose to Philly or Boston anyway. So I think it's very important if this team really wants to make it out of the first round to continue to take and just continue to play together, trust each other, continue to build good habits, and at the end of the day, try to get the best out of the talent that they have. And I feel like Nate McMillan has been doing that even last year. Last year, nobody expected the Pacers to be as good as they was. Nobody expected the Pacers to give the Cavaliers as much of a fight as they did. Now, I thought that the fight was going to be, I thought that the series was going to be long and it ended up being long anyway, but not too many people thought the Pacers had a shot. Not too many people thought that they would have the record that they had last year and play the way that they did, and Oladipo being an all-star. So I still feel like they have enough talent to stay at the third seed, and I feel like it's going to help a lot of guys' careers to step up and have a bigger year now that the opportunity is here, and it's all about next man up. Now that Victor Oladipo gone, now it's somebody else's chance to shine. Now it's somebody else's chance to take an opportunity to grow their brand, grow themselves, and have possibly their best season. And the opportunity is here now that he's gone for the rest of the season. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think Victor Oladipo is that much of a blow that they can fall from third to eighth, that they can fall out the playoffs? Or do you think that they can stay and get the third or fourth seed and get home court advantage? Do you think they can beat a team like Charlotte? Do you think they can beat a team like the Nets and obviously the Detroit Pistons and the Miami Heat? Do you think they can beat those teams without Victor Oladipo? Do you think that is over for them? And now that Victor Oladipo is gone, their chance of making it out of the first round is over. So let me know what you guys think at the end of the day. I enjoy making these videos, and you guys enjoy watching this, so I continue to go. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description and comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thank you guys for liking on Facebook and supporting the channel. Also, continue to comment. I like hearing what you guys think. And also, I make videos just like this. I cover trade deadline. I cover the buyouts. I cover the draft, season previews. I break down games and players with real footage. And I bring a lot to the table. And I try to make videos every single day, even if it's just a discussion video just like this. So at the end of the day, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. Is the Pacers doomed? Can they make a trade? Can they stay the same? Or is it time for guys like Tyreke Evans to step up and earn that contract? Let me know in the comment section below.